And it's day 4 out this door, 3 stories above Santa Monica, California, where, again, the weather very similar here to at home in New England. Just amazing. Another chilly morning. We had a weak front come through here, and there was a weak front that came through New England also. And we had even a couple of raindrops around here and a couple of raindrops at home. Here's my time lapse from early this morning. The air actually went calm over the Fore River and Weymouth. It's so fun watching the East Coast from the West Coast. I'm 3 hours behind over here. And then the shower came in. There was a sprinkle. It actually rained hard for about 1 minute. According to my Tempest weather system, it rained 1/4 of an inch an hour for a minute or so, and we picked up 0.01, and then the wind picked back up. And I think that's happening down here too. Front came through, and now the wind's picking back up a little bit. And you see some clouds over the ocean. That's looking right along the Pacific Coast Highway right there toward the north. And there is our now waning beaver moon in the sky. So we have fairly quiet weather in Southern California and fairly quiet weather in New England. But what a mess in between and over the Pacific and the Atlantic. I guess I'll just skip over the southwest and northeast weather maps. I'm going to go right to Greenland because I'm so impressed with this high pressure system. Yesterday was 1052. According to the analysis this morning, it's up to 1060 millibars. That high pressure is pretty much off my conversion table. At conversion stop in the 1050 range, and 1060, I looked it up, is about 31.1 inches on your barometer at home. And that is an incredibly high pressure system. And then well off to its south, we have a days-old stalled ocean storm that has produced copious amounts of rain over the Atlantic Ocean, 300 miles to the east-southeast of New England, and with a central pressure on that at 977 millibars. That's down in the 28.8 range. So there's an incredible gradient, and the wind near the center of that storm are sustained. It says 81 kilometers per hour, but that translates to 50 miles per hour. I wish we could adapt the metric system in the United States. I don't know why we're incapable of that. And in the center of the United States is a major storm system. In the middle of the night last night, severe weather over Texas into Oklahoma, even some snow in New Mexico. Bonita Lake got 9 inches of snow, and then there were severe thunderstorms across central Texas and a tornado outbreak there right out of Texas into southwestern Oklahoma, pretty close to Oklahoma City. What's going on? We got noise. We got the refuse. The refuse here comes every day for the most part. Besides the garbage. Okay, see you. Thank you for not stopping. Making a lot more noise. I can't get away from the noise, but this is relatively quiet considering how many people live around here. I wonder how many people I'm waking up now. It's just 8 a.m. here, and our flight this afternoon is going to be a bumpy one. We have to go over that storm. Here's our flight track. Looked it up. American Air, 2 p.m. depart, or 3 p.m. around here, and then arrive in Boston in the middle of the night tonight. And we have to fly right over that storm. And Jim Manning, fellow meteorologist and neighbor, lives up the street there over the bridge in Hingham, says every morning he posts the turbulence map, and he posted this morning, and it's going to be a turbulent ride. Hang on, I'll be in the window seat, probably won't be able to see much. We'll get airborne, it will get dark, so just gonna grin and bear it. So coming back to New England, and what am I going to find in New England? Why don't I be New England centric here? That storm that's in the middle of the nation is going to get here on Wednesday night and Thursday. Here's the Boston 5-day forecast today. The wind is picking back up after it was relatively calm this morning out of the northwest, and gusting just 20 or 25, and then similar tomorrow, 60 today, back into the 50s tomorrow, somewhat cooler air mass behind this weak backdoor cold front last night. And then Wednesday night, the clouds really thicken up, and Thursday morning, a quick batch of rain with winds for a short time gusting 35 to 45 miles an hour with a band of rain coming through here. And then actually the wind goes light late Thursday into early Friday. Talk about a moving target. That's going to be a really tough call on how much wind and rain. The guidance still has 3 or 4 days to try and figure out this broad upper level low that's going to cut off over New England. Rain will be welcome. Rewind a little bit to this morning. How about a beauty shot or two? Joe Kidston always sharing his sunrise imagery. I think in Hingham, or maybe over in the water in Cohasset. Sun's pillar, it's called, when the sun illuminates the ice crystals up in the sky. So the ice level was pretty high this morning. And Mount Washington, for example, another fun image from this morning. The big pile of snow there at the summit of Wildcat, and between Wildcat and Mount Washington and Pinkham Notch, there was a little rainbow this morning. Now, snowflakes do not make rainbows. Only water does. Only H2O in its liquid form of rain or mist forms a rainbow. So the snow level this morning was above the summit of Wildcat, 4,200 feet. And also Jay Peak was raining this morning, with the summit probably getting a little coating of snow as that colder air came in briefly. Maybe some of the summits make snow briefly tonight, but the warmer air is going to come right back in. Whenever you have a huge storm in the middle of the nation, it's going to pump warmer air toward New England, despite the Greenland block. It's not going to get real warm around here, but warm enough that probably more rain than snow going forward. Oh yes, and we need the rain for this shot. This terrible smoke plume coming out of the Boxford State Forest. Our man about giant pumpkins and weather and Christmas decorations, Henry Swenson, has his drone, and he panned it from Topsfield looking towards the west and then southwest and south, and he kept on going all the way to the west over toward the North Shore. That smoke plume hanging pretty close to the ground. That was early in the morning. There was a bit of an inversion. That's why that smoke plume was hanging near the ground. And even Peter Labasco in Beverly and Gloucester says the smoke is so thick it makes it hard to breathe. So that's smoke down near the ground from a Boxford fire. When is the rain going to get here? Let's go to the Euro now and go into motion. We're going to stop it on Thursday morning and Thursday night because of the action, the drama. This storm cutting up the middle of the nation. It's going to be running into the block, and it's going to go up and looks like a little farther west than yesterday and a little weaker up into Saskatchewan and Manitoba as a 993 low. And what you don't see off the map here is a 945 low over the Pacific Ocean. One storm after another ramming into the northwest. And then here in the east, let's stop it on Thursday morning. Not much has happened between now and then, but Thursday morning, now we have a 981 low in western Pennsylvania. So that's about as deep as it was yesterday, and it's farther west by about 200 miles, and that puts us into a warmer sector of that storm. Now, the cold on this storm is actually wrapping around to the south and west side, and it's going to be a limited amount of cold. The storm will be using up the cold and absorbing just warm enough for more rain than snow air from the east and northeast in New England, south of the Greenland block. And there are a lot of isobars on there, and there's a wall of water coming at southern New England. Some real heavy rain and wind right there, but I'm going to put it back into motion only slowly, and we're going to go through the day Thursday. That band of rain whips from south to north, and if that band of rain stalls at your house, you get inches of rain, but it looks progressive for southern New England, stopping it again at 7 p.m. on Thursday. And now the low has weakened just a little, filled just a little, around 983. And this is extraordinary that there's a possible snowstorm on the southwest side near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, while to the north and east, it's going to be mostly a rainstorm with rain in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, and no isobars over Massachusetts, not one isobar. So a huge, vast, central low-pressure system caught underneath an upper level low, and we're going to have surface lows, different surface lows forming and decaying, wrapping around that system, and it's not a lock that we are more rain than snow. I mean, you get that upper level low to come a little farther north and east, like the GFS is trying to do, and you're looking at a good amount of snow for our mountains, but you know, I'm kind of a Euro-centric guy, so I'm going with the Euro, put it back into motion. The isobars and the showers continue. The isobars fill back in, and showers of mixed precipitation continue on Saturday. It doesn't look like a washout, but it's going to be becoming windy and much colder Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and Sunday. And then that upper level low finally pulls out. Next Monday, we have it looks like a quiet day before the next warm front comes at us on Tuesday. And now here's a wavy front. I talked yesterday about how the Arctic air was going to come into southern Canada and it was going to be real close. But now if we take it out to Wednesday at 7 p.m., the day before Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving Eve, there is a front stalled from New England down to Texas. But now, yesterday we were on the colder side of the front, and today we're on the warmer side of the front. It makes a huge difference, 200 miles either way. And confidence is low, other than saying there is going to be either some cold rain or some snow around here, perhaps a large swath of the middle of the United States into New England for next Wednesday. Travel day and Thanksgiving Day could be turning colder here in the Northeast. And I think that I'm probably going to lean toward the colder outcome on this, but that's going to be a really interesting call. All right, just about done with the weather part of this. Now look at this cloud has been building right before our eyes, and I'm not sure whether that has to do with the upslope flow or maybe a little trough of low pressure, but we've turned more gray here until I look off to the north. I'm leaning on this couch. Not the most comfortable pose, holding the camera above my head to get a view, because you get these, it's a really neat deck out here. Lily appointed it wonderfully with chairs and tables and a couch, and there's a fun looking clock, and there's even a television behind there. And so grateful for your hospitality, Lily. Thank you so much for having us. And yesterday, our last evening, we went to the Calabra roof deck at the Proper Hotel in Santa Monica. I think it's just around the corner. I think we just can't see it. And we also had a nice sunset, but there was kind of an obstructed view, so I couldn't see the sun hitting the water. And so I did have a not in a hurry Sunday. We watched football. Patriots made it interesting, didn't they? And then we went out in time just to catch the sunset at the roof deck bar, and that was fun. And it's amazing how liberal the policy is with dogs around here. I've seen dogs in just about every restaurant, whether it's a roof deck or even that Misfit restaurant the other day. There were dogs inside of that. So we met another group of people with a couple of really fun dogs. Nice to meet you. I hope you get to see your dogs on Out the Door, weather, and more. Here comes the and more from yesterday. Last day in California. Out the door with Steve and T-Rex. I don't know if we're gonna have T-Rex, but see you again in 24 hours. Back in New England.
Who's winning the Patriots game?
Los Angeles.
Whether we do it out here or out
Rams,
back,
and we're in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Miami's also like a great.
The local team wins. Unfortunately, the local team is the Los Angeles Rams. We're in Los Angeles. Football ends at 1 p.m. here. We haven't even had brunch yet, and you're all ready for dinner back home. And the trees are starting to move just a little bit. Get some wind. Beautiful day, California and New England. 7 o'clock at home, 4 o'clock here. Great football today. Can Buffalo defeat the undefeated? Can I make sunset in a time lapse at the roof deck at the Proper? 4:18 in Southern California. Love the Canada lilies. Love that you can have a garden year-round. This is Arizona Boulevard, headed towards the west for sunset. That's awesome. Correction, Arizona Avenue, the 9th. Can I cross the street here? Man watering his palm tree. I think that's where we're about to look toward the west for sunset. How to get up there is the question. It's the Proper Hotel, Wilshire and 7th. Proper entrance. You gotta go in the proper entrance. I think we might just make sunset. Some Proper bicycles. Look at those. I think we've found the entrance. Going up. 7th floor? Oh, cool. And I think we've made it. Birds. Ah, this is very good. This is Proper. We got Peters inside. And I can find my way around to see the sunset here. Cool. And maybe I can make a time lapse if I can get through this forest here. Neat. Yeah. Once in a lifetime, every day, somewhere. Oh yeah. But that building, all right, we'll make a time lapse, but there's gonna be a building that I think interrupts. It's gonna be close, actually. All right, we made it to the roof deck at the property. I'm not sure the name of the establishment, but we've got beer being served. Thank you very much. And I'll give you my card.
Sure.
And make a time lapse of the sunset if possible, if they allow. I can just set my camera right down here.
Are you really gonna park?
This will be cool.
No, you have to park. Don't just be like, you can park and like turn off.
Hey, so the buildings just block the sunset. Let's see if I can't go for a little walk and try and get the end of the sun set. And the name of our place is Calabra. I'm gonna try and relocate. People are like, why is this guy walking around with his camera on his handle? So they do have a pool up here on the roof deck, but the sun has already gone from here. So I'm gonna try and find a little sliver where we can look between the buildings. Oh wow, we gotta look west here for a second. A lot of times you look to the opposite side of the sky for your sunset, and you see beautiful stuff, like the snow-covered mountains. Clearly that's a snow-covered mountain. Yeah, right, funny Tim. Los Angeles proper, Hollywood Hills, Big Bear Mountain in the snow, and then we're panning toward the north, here above Santa Monica, and there's the sunset. It's very challenging to try and capture. This is all real time here, about 5 o'clock. Between the buildings. If I can, but this isn't really gonna work because I can't set my tripod down because I don't have my normal tripod. So that's it. Look at the sun being squeezed out. We did our best to get you a sunset time lapse. Oh well. It would be a beautiful sunset with the sun hitting the Pacific Ocean, if not for that wonderful building right there. Till tomorrow. Cars up in the sky down here. So it's getting better and better here. The sun's gone down, but the flames are keeping us warm. And they allow dogs. If we had known, we could have brought stackable dogs. That's so cute.
Yeah, please say that to me or something.
Oh my goodness.
That's hilarious.
How fun. Thank you for having us, Lily.
And Noah would match perfectly.
Oh, and she's,
Mine's
so
a white with a little tan.
Oh yeah, she's 11
She
years
fit right
old.
in.
He's 10. And she can't stand him. To be honest. He just wants to play and have a good time. She's like, no.
Out the
you're
door,
gonna
with her,
eat.
and more and more
She
and
looks a little
more.
high maintenance.
Oh,
Some
she's great.
extra
She's got
ducks.
that. She's got that look about her.
Oh yeah, I mean she's 4 pounds.
What are their names?
Yeah,
Yeah. This is Bo or Bowen, and this is Sunday, like the ice cream.
that's hilarious.
Yeah. She used to have a little bit darker ears, and so it's like Hershey syrup.
Nice to meet you.
Say hi.
So cute.
Oh yeah. When my wife gets back, she'll wave at y'all, but I can't do it because I got both of them left right now.
That was some bonus doggy video, and one more little bonus video is the moonrise over Los Angeles with Jupiter to the upper right. This is it. The end of the and more Sunday night on a Monday. Much appreciated. Good night, everybody.